right. How you feeling?
No, relax.
You relaxed? The
Chilling,
caffeine's
a little
kicking
bit
in?
hyper.
Yeah. Girl, you just came from dancing, so.
Yes.
All right, so I want to welcome our listeners to Kareema's Stronger Through It story. And I just want to say thank you for sharing this forward.
Of course.
Let's get right into it. So I wanted to start with Kareema, the woman that you are today. So when you look in the mirror, who do you see?
I see a stronger version of myself. I see independent,
Mm-hmm.
um, reliable. I see strength that was built, not handed.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Kareema, you and I, so I've known you for a few years now, right? And the women, the strong women that we become, a lot of times is through something very challenging. So, I think we know that we all go through something or some things in life that kind of shape who we become. But I think when you opened up with me about your story and just I told you this, like I have a whole different level of respect for you because your story would break a lot of people. Talk to me a little bit about your life today. What are what are the hats that you wear? Like so, maybe what your job is,
Right.
your family. Like talk to me a little bit about yeah, what makes up your life today.
First and foremost, I am a wife.
Mm-hmm.
I am a full-time substitute teacher for children with autism.
Wow.
I am a full-time grandparent. uh, you might as well say a full-time Zumba instructor as well.
Yes, yes.
So many classes. Some of the roles, because I just take up a lot of roles. Like, I'm becoming a therapist, a psychiatrist.
Yeah.
All of those. So, yeah.
So I think everything in life has prepared you to be able not just to handle all the multiple roles. Like when you talk about full-time this and full-time that and full-time, like that's no joke. You really do. And I love that you are known now in our community as someone that brings not just joy but encouragement through what you do. I mean, we do it in we're our own family's personal cheerleaders, but I think when we're able to step out and take it out into the community and you use music and Zumba and dance and just it's super special. So thank you for that. All right, girl. So let's dive in. I want to start your story really kind of takes off, the part that we're going to get into today takes off, I think, right around when you turn 12. But let's go a little bit further back. Describe, if you can, Kareema as a young girl before 12.
Well, scared, lonely, at some moments strong.
And you were, how many siblings do you have?
Ooh, I had, it's 6 of us, so it's down to 5 of us. My brother got murdered when he was 27 years old. So, yeah.
And at that time, before the age of 12, you were the oldest, you were the youngest. Where were you?
The second to the oldest.
The second to the oldest. Okay. All right. And you were in school. Did you like school?
No, I hated every minute of it. I was a bully in school. Being a second child brought on more responsibilities, because my eldest brother was living with my aunt, so we were with our mother. So I had a lot of responsibilities.
You mentioned that your mom had a substance problem.
Yes.
As far back as you can remember?
Yeah, as far as back as I remember, alcohol and drug addiction.
Wow.
Yeah.
So at the age of 12, you kind of enter into your first relationship, right? So can you talk to us a little bit about what were the circumstances? How did you meet him?
So I did meet him through my brother's singing group. We formed a relationship. I don't remember how, but I know that he was spending the night over our house, and he was sneaking to my room, and then we started having intercourse at that age.
And he was how old at that time?
Woo. He was 23 at the time, I believe. 21, 22, 23, I can say. Yeah, 23.
So at least 10 years older than
Yes.
you. Do you remember like the first romantic encounter that you had with him? Like what led to it turning from maybe your brother's friend to something a little more romantic?
I can't remember that far back, but to me, that was normal. It was okay to do that because of my childhood, being molested and being around grown people. So that was normal. So, but I really don't remember, when it happened.
Yeah. So you mentioned that you are in this relationship and then something happens where at the time you lived with your aunt.
Yes.
And what happens? Because eventually the relationship does go into another level, right?
Yeah, it does. So that it took me manipulation. It was that took me to running away with him, to be with him. He turned me against my family. I always felt like I was the black sheep of the family anyway, so the things that he was embedding in my head, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, right. That sounds right. He was like, you can come live with me and my mom. Knowing that his mother was a drug addict as well. Yeah, I remember the very day that I ran away.
Before we go into the moment where you run away from home, would you say that the relationship was, did he lead you to believe that you were like his only girlfriend? Like, what was the dynamic of your relationship?
Of course. I didn't know these things at that age. But I know them now. But then I could see, I only saw him. I was in love with him. He made me feel like I was the one, like I was the only one. He made me feel special.
Yeah. And so little by little, he starts whispering things that are turning you, are putting doubt, and are making you feel unseen and unsafe at home.
Yes.
And so what happens?
He disappears weeks at a time. During his absence, I'm living with his mother and his siblings, taking care of their children.
That was after you ran away?
Yes.
Okay, so the day that you run away, can you recount how that happens?
Oh, yes, of course. I met him at the bus stop. Had a few bags. Met him at the bus stop and went into this dark house. I mean, it was dark. I don't remember what season it was, but it was dark. He introduced me to his siblings. He had a sister, I believe, probably around 23. She had 2 kids at the time. He introduced me to his mother and his rest of his siblings that was, I believe at the time, under 18. And they all act like it was normal for me to be there. Being me today, I just don't understand it.
Yeah. And so you move in, you start living with him. Does the manipulation progress?
Oh, yes, of course. Of course.
How so?
With the sex, the control, the physical abuse. Yeah, just increased the entire time that I was there.
In the meantime, is your family looking for you?
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
they are.
Okay. There's a moment that I know you shared. There's a moment where your family comes looking for you. Can you share about that moment?
Yeah. So they come, my eldest brother and my aunt. They come and sit down. I don't remember like what even led them to his home, but they came. I was sitting there in a dark house while they were asking him questions. I had contacts in my eyes, I had different color hair, and I went by the name Tanya.
Oh, wow. So he got you to change
Yes.
your identity altogether.
Yes.
Were you visible to them? Did your brother and them see you?
Well, I can say that they didn't see me.
Okay.
Because, again, it was a dark house, and I was a total different person. I wasn't sitting, right in front of them for them to see.
Right.
But I was in the living room while they were in the... No, I was in the dining room while they were in the living room.
And you mentioned you felt paralyzed at that moment. How so?
I did. I felt scared. Like I wanted to let them know that I was there, but then I didn't. So that got overwhelming for me. So it was this abandoned building that was next to their house. So I crept out the back door, and it was cold, I remember. And I went into that abandoned building, and I sat there in the cold, crying, knowing that like, what should I do? Like, should I tell them? A part of me was screaming, I'm here. But then the other part of me, shut up, Kareema.
Did you fear him? Did you fear his reaction if you would have?
I didn't know. I didn't fear his reaction. I feared of going back and being a black sheep of the family, which I was. I felt as though that they treated my siblings better than me. And I was used to doing things for myself anyways, because I raised myself. So
At the age of 12. At the age of 11.
That goes beyond 7, 8, 9. I moved with my aunt when I was 8. So the years before that, I was my own person. I was the grown person. I was cooking dinner and giving my siblings baths and getting them ready for school and doing hair, cooking dinner on kerosene here. So it was either I go back and be under rules and regulations, or me stay and do what I wanted to do. Be grown, that is,
Do you think your family was genuinely, like looking back now, do you think they genuinely wanted you home for the safety aspect of it? Do you think they feared for your safety, or do you think that they wanted you back for the convenience of it?
Truthfully, I don't even know. To this day, I don't know. What I can say is, as me being 45 years old, is if you wanted me, if you were looking for me, you could have found me. So I don't know.
So let's take a step forward. So you are living with him for like a year?
Yeah.
And then you find out that you're pregnant. Can you share how that unfolds?
Now, I don't remember exactly how I found out that I was pregnant. All I know is I made a doctor's appointment.
At 13?
At 13. And went to the doctor, and he wasn't even with me at that time, but I was still staying with his family. He was with another girl. But I went to the doctor, they confirmed that I was pregnant. I had a little belly, so I don't even know. I probably was like around 4 months, because they were able to do an ultrasound.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So that's when I was like, oh, no, let me get on the phone. 215-455-7022 is what I dialed.
Which was your family.
I'd never forget that phone number. I called her. I was like, I'm pregnant. I don't know what to do. I'm scared. And she came and got me. And she took me to some, what is it, Checkers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And asked me what I wanted. So I got a cheeseburger. I think it was a #1. That's my favorite to this day. With a milkshake, banana milkshake. I remember it was so good. But being 45, looking back, and I'm like, you just came and picked me up like it was nothing. Didn't ask me where I was or anything. Like, she just went down in the basement like it was normal. Like, you got a teenager that's coming home that's pregnant. and you go in, because her room was the basement. You go downstairs while I am sitting on a couch watching TV. I just don't understand that at all. You know, I would want to know what, where, and why. Like, I can't say verbatim what wasn't said and what was said, but I remember her going down in that basement and me watching TV and me going to the store, the corner store, and me coming back from the corner store and being hemmed up by him, being dragged away back to the place that I
From
was.
your house.
Yes. And I just said, okay, like, you know, I don't want to be there. Like, I don't even know what made me want to go, or if I was forced to go. A part of me wanted to go, and a part of me didn't want to go back. But I went back.
And what happens?
Whew. I went back. Whew. I didn't miss the whole part of being molested by his brother, but I went back. I'm pregnant. I'm being locked in the basement at this time because his sister took over the room and his brother was home from jail, so he had another room. So the only room that was available was the basement. And I was, you know, the padlocks. I was locked in the basement, pregnant, with a kerosene heater, a bucket to pee and poop, and like oodles and noodles or something like that. Something fast to cook. And I was left down there. It was cold. You know, they had a basement light. Majority of the time, hungry. And then when he would come, he would unlock the door, and then I can go out. And then I started like he would give me $1, or his sister would give me $1, and I would go get what is it called? Rice and gravy. Back then, a platter of rice and gravy was $1 at the Chinese store. And that was everybody's go-to meal who was starving. You know, I'd go back in the basement and, you know, live.
Did he send you like somebody to watch you while you went to the store, or was that kind of...
Mm-mm. It was the corner store right across the street. I went there by myself.
And came back to the basement?
I went right back to the basement like it was normal.
What did you think the initial day, or, you know, when he takes you to the basement, and I'm sure he's angry that you had left him?
I don't really know. I don't really know if he was angry. He probably was.
Do you need more tissue?
No, I'm looking for my lip gloss. I keep licking my lips because of wine. I don't even know if he was upset that I left. And if he was, I don't even know why, because you weren't there anyway.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So
maybe like just a pride or a possessiveness.
probably. And probably he didn't want me to snitch on him.
I mean, you were a child. Yes.
Right.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
So you're there for how long?
I don't even know. I can't even say. But I found out that my mom and my godfather, they were together. They were living right around the corner from where I was staying at with him. So it got to the point where I was going to see my mother every day. And I still would go, come back, go. Like I was free, you know. And they kept on asking me, where are you staying? Where are you staying? I don't remember what lie I told them. But I would go over there, my mom would feed me. And then I think they got kicked out of the house. And we moved to, his sister got her own place, and we moved to her place, and I was still pregnant. Within 2 weeks or so, I had went into labor, and I was with her. And he wasn't even there. He wasn't even in the picture.
For the birth?
Well, yeah, after they called him, but I was living with his sister. I haven't seen him in months because he was with another girl.
Oh my gosh.
So I was taking care of his sister kids, pregnant. Then I go into labor, and he comes there. I don't even, because I think it was like partially high off of the medication. My uterus was too small, so I couldn't even push my son out.
You were a baby.
Right. So next thing I know, I woke up and seen him in a hospital. Like, he was there.
Did the hospital staff, did they know that he was the father?
Man, no, they didn't. Yeah, they knew that he was the father. They knew.
And they said nothing?
No, I don't kind of remember that. Because again, the epidural and stuff like that, I was out of it. And this hospital is shut down now. It was Germantown Hospital. I know I didn't put his legal name on my son's birth certificate. So I named my son Maurice, which is his middle name. So that's how I hid our relationship, because I knew if he would have gotten caught, then he would have got locked up for molestation.
You were trying to protect him.
Yeah, right.
But see, that's part of, the whole manipulation, the grooming, the abuse. That's all because you were a victim. You were his victim.
Yeah.
You were a child, and you are trying to protect him. Okay, so you have a baby. Okay, what is going through your mind the moment that you're kind of holding, if you can remember, you're holding your son for the first time? What are some of the emotions that are going through your mind?
I was scared. I was frightened. I was confused. I knew when I looked at my son that I didn't want that life for my son at all. I already knew that I did not want history to repeat itself. I think my son made me strong. It was something about having him was like, oh no, Mom, we're not going through this.
Oh my gosh, Kareema, I can totally relate. I think that sometimes, our kids become those gifts that save us from continuing patterns that are destructive. Okay, so you go back home, you have a baby. Talk to me a little bit about how you find your voice, your strength. What happens after that?
Well, I got myself back into school. By that time, I found out I was pregnant again. And I found out when I was like 8 months pregnant. Well, per documentation. I went back to school. I wanted to go back to school because I wanted to be the first to graduate high school.
And you were living with him?
No, well, I left finally with my son, and I went back and I lived with my grandparents.
Okay, so you're living with your grandparents, but you're continuing the relationship.
Of course.
And trying to keep your family together, right? This big lie that we tell ourselves.
A big old secret. Much later, after I came home, I was going to school, taking care of my son. My mother was helping me take care of my son. She would watch him. I was just determined to finish school. And I believe I was in the 9th grade when I went back home. I left, I was in the 6th grade. But so I didn't even complete 6th, 7th, and 8th grade.
Middle school, yeah.
Yeah, because once they found out that I was pregnant, they sent me to another school for pregnant women. So I went there.
And you have another baby?
Now, yeah.
And you are how old at this point?
16.
16? Okay. And do you go back to living with him?
No. Well, at one point I did.
Yes.
I
Okay.
did. It was a total different house. I did. Um, Started smoking cigarettes.
You did.
Yeah. And matter of fact, I went back with him when I had my daughter. And then I went back with him. I think my daughter was like 6 months. But I didn't stay long. Then I started sneaking around with him. And he started inching his way over my grandmother's house.
And so there's a point where you are pursuing school. So at some point, you end up getting your own apartment.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
How did that take place?
Philadelphia, you can become emancipated when you are, I think it was 15. I already had 2 kids. And I got into this independent living program for women with children, young women with children. So I got an apartment. I was 15 at the time. And then I put myself back into school. And then I moved him in with me.
Did he provide it all for,
No. I don't even know how I got half of this. I went back with my grandparents, so my family took care of me and my children. That man did not provide anything for us at all.
So then they find out that you have him living with you.
Oh, yeah. Yep. So I ended up going to go move with my aunt. And during that time, I wasn't, when I moved back with my aunt, I was still pregnant at that time with my daughter. So this was way before then. And then one day, they made me be in a Christian drill team. One day we had a performance, and his dumb self going to go downstairs and watch TV, sitting in his boxers, thinking that we left. And my aunt came in and caught him. Of course, she kicked me out, kicked him out. I had to go live back with my grandmother. So that's when I continued to go to school, and I had the baby, and then I went to go move back with him.
At what age do you graduate high school?
Woo! So I graduated high school when I was 21 because I dropped back out.
Mm-hmm.
So I stopped going to high school when I was 17 because I ended up going to live with my mother with 2 kids, her still being a drug addict. That's a long story that ends up to there. To make it a long story short, I became a stripper. I bought my own house between 17 and 19.
You bought your own house. Wow.
Dancing. $40,000 when houses were $40,000.
Yeah.
Bought my own house, and this time I was with my husband because I had left him alone when I was 16. So when I was with my husband, which was my boyfriend at the time, I graduated high school at 21. I went to day and night school.
So you were working, taking care of 2 babies,
a wife,
and going to school, and pregnant
again
with your 3rd baby.
Yes. I walked down the aisle with 3 babies at the age of 21, and I did, and I was proud of it.
Oh my goodness. So talk to me a little bit about the healing journey.
That's been a long, long journey. And I didn't start that process until I was 28 years old.
What prompted it, do you think?
The controlness that I had over my family and my husband caused me to not want to be with my husband anymore. We went through a separation.
Mm-hmm.
So during that separation, we had a 6-month separation, and something hit me like, I was trying to figure out, like, what's wrong with you? Why are you a control freak? And
you were asking that to yourself?
Yes. I was numb. I ain't had no feelings. So I was like, whoa, all this baggage you done went through, all that childhood trauma, I can say, taught me how to block things out.
Yeah. I think when you're going through situations like the ones that you've gone through, you can't really give yourself permission to feel because you can't break down, right? You're in survival mode.
Right.
So you have to just keep surviving. That's your only goal. So I can see how that just keeps you in that bubble, and we don't even realize we're still in that bubble. We don't give ourselves permission to even have joy, or we're still in that survival mode.
So during that separation with my husband, he left with my daughter back to Philadelphia. We were here. We moved here in Florida. It was like a smack in the face, because I was praying and praying like, God, what's going on? Reveal what I need to know.
Yeah.
Well, God slapped that right in my face. It was like, here, this is your problem. I was holding on to my past. I never gotten over it, never talked about it, never accepted it. So I was like, okay, so I need to accept and move on. Not forget, but accept. And I did that. I even called him, told him how I felt. Yes, I was the 28 immature person then. Called him all types of child molesters. I hate you. Like, I told him how I felt.
Yeah.
The anger. So I was like, okay, well, this person he's living he wasn't having a happy life. He's a bum. To this day, he doesn't even have anything. But I'm like, he's going to live his life. I have a husband. I have children that I have to be there for. I have to be strong. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to let that go. I'm going to forgive, because I'm not going to keep hate in my heart. I have to let that hate go so I can love myself and love my children. And I have to love me first.
Yeah.
That was my whole thing. That's why I kicked my husband out too, because I don't even know me.
Right.
So that's when I started focusing on me.
Wow. That what you said is so important, because I think that a lot of times we don't realize when we go through circumstances and we feel like we've been wronged, in your case over and over and by many different people, right? It's easy to kind of stay, I don't want to say that victim mentality, but that mentality where it's hard to find the role where you can make the decision to choose not to hold on to those negative emotions. Because a lot of times you're never going to get an I'm sorry, a genuine I'm sorry, right? So does that mean that you have to stay carrying those negative emotions? Or does that mean that there's a point where you make a decision to free yourself? And that's exactly what you did. You made that decision to free yourself. Okay. As we reflect back, 2 questions for you. What do you hope that not just your kids, but now your grandbabies, what legacy do you want to leave for them?
So that's where the part that got serious for me. So with my children, my grandchildren, I want them to learn that love feels safe, that boundaries can be healthy.
Yes.
And that walking away from dysfunction can be strength, and it's not failure. You just don't have to survive. You can rebuild your life and be happy.
I'm absorbing it all, because I think so many times we hold on to things that are unhealthy for us and people that are unhealthy for us, because we refuse to let them go, thinking that it signifies failure, right? Or like we are just, or sometimes we want to be enough for them, right? But there's something so healthy about understanding when enough is enough. So as we wrap up, 2 more quick questions for you. Well, actually 1 more question for you. You're sitting across from 12-year-old Kareema, and you're having a strawberry milkshake. Is that what it was? Strawberry from Checkers or vanilla? Banana milkshake. Girl, I got hung up on the vanilla. I think after this I'm going to go get a strawberry milkshake. You're having having a banana milkshake with 12-year-old Kareema. What do you want to tell her?
You did nothing wrong. You did what you had to do to survive. It was not your fault. Things happened for a reason. And everything that you went through made you the person that you are today. Don't live with regret. Do not hate because of what you went through. Accept people for who they are. Never judge anyone. And always to keep love in your heart. And don't look at anything negative. Always try to look at the bad things in a positive way. Even though that them things may hurt, but you gotta keep going and keep love in your heart and be the strength for others.
Amen to that, girl.
Right.
It's important for you to know, and I know you know this, that it takes more than strength and courage, resilience, to live through what you've lived through and come out on the other side stronger.
Right.
But it takes even more to put yourself in a vulnerable space to share those experiences forward.
Right.
And
because I'm over it, but to actually, because this is something I've been wanting to get out. Not saying that I'm over it, but this is something that I wanted to release to the public because I know other people are going through it.
Yes.
And I want them to know that they're not alone, or they have not been alone going through those experiences.
And I think that's what this platform is for, right?
Yeah.
To be able to share forward and know that no matter how heavy it is, whatever pain we're carrying, we're not alone.
Right.
And we are going to get through it. We're not just going to get through it. We're going to come out stronger, wiser on the other side. And there's still so much beauty to life. So, girl, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
And thank you for letting me express and release what needed to be released.
Just know now we're tear sisters.
I know, right?